there's a reason why we can't win with Jameis, but we can win with Fitzpatrick. Here's why. So first of all, shout out to 420 Dre Tone in my comment section. I had a little bet with him that said if he wins, or if Atlanta wins, I shout him out. So shout out to you, man of my word. Look, I know Mike Smith got fired. I know everybody been talking about it, but you've been waiting to hear what I got to say about it, right? I think he should have definitely been fired. That defensive display is just horrible, and it's been like that. But at the end of the day, man, it's bittersweet, man. You know, it's bittersweet because we've been real terrible over the last couple of years, and, you know, we did have a 9-7 season. We did, you know, and that felt good to have a winning season. And then, too, that man, you know, somebody lost their job. You know what I mean? So, you know, not that he's hurting for money or anything. I mean, he's a millionaire, and the Bucs still got to keep paying him. So it ain't that. And he ain't garnering no sympathy because of that. But, man, did lose his job. You know, I hope he get put on somewhere like some college team or he's able to get another coordinator job, but I just doubt it. But we'll see. But wish you the best of luck, man. Hopefully you go back to Atlanta. I told you they was paying you anyway. Anyway, that's another story. So we're going to get into this. Here's why the Buccaneers can win with Ryan Fitzpatrick more often than we can win with Jameis Winston currently. Now, you got to follow me here, right? Follow me, because this is going to sound crazy. In my opinion, when Ryan Fitzpatrick hikes the ball, or the center hikes the ball to Ryan Fitzpatrick, his progression goes wide receiver 1, then wide receiver 2, then tight end 1, then RB1 for the check down. That's his progression. And it generally is going to go like that. Sometimes it's wide receiver 2, wide receiver 1, tight end 1, RB1. In other words, he's going to look Mike Evans first, Deshaun Jackson second, O.J. Howard third, and then whoever the running back is fourth for the check down. That's his progressions. And then sometimes he'll flip that and he'll look for Deshaun first, and then Mike Evans second, tight end or O.J. Howard third, and then the running back for the check down. Now, unless the play is specifically designed for a specific person, that's normally how it's going to go. Now, there are plays out there, a lot of them, right, where they tell him who the first look is. The first look is tight end. And then your second look is your check down, which is the running back. So they got plays like that. Or this play is supposed to go to Mike Evans. This is just for Mike Evans. So Deshaun Jackson is going to run this route. That's going to make the safety have to do this. And then the tight end is going to run this route. That's going to move the linebackers, and that should free up Mike Evans. So they got plays like that. That's designed like that. But normal offense, just walking up to the line, it goes like that. Wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2, tight end 1, running back for the check down. Jameis Winston is the complete opposite of that. Oh, this thing is out of focus. Get in focus. Okay. Jameis Winston is the complete opposite of that, in my opinion. In my opinion, Jameis Winston goes tight end 1 is his first look. And then wide receiver 3, and then wide receiver 1, and then wide receiver 2, and then running back 1. That's what I think he does. Now, we know that wide receivers, right? They're giving the letters X, Y, and Z. X being on the left, Y being on the right, and then Z being in the slot. So it's obvious Jameis is more comfortable with having Adam Humphrey play the slot. And the tight end he's most comfortable with is Cameron Brate, right? So you might have, let's just say you got everybody out there, right? You got you got Mike Evans on one side, Deshaun Jackson on the other side. You got Adam Humphries in the slot, and you got Cameron Brate out there playing tight end, hooked up on the line. Who do you think he gonna look at first? He gonna look at Cameron Brate first. No matter what he says, he's looking at Cameron Brate. That's who he's looking at. And then next, he's looking at who? Adam Humphries. And by that time, the ball's gone. That's just how he plays. And it ain't until Mike Evans come back to the sideline like, yo, I'm open. What are you doing? Or Deshaun Jackson come back to the sideline cursing them out. Or the coaches start cursing them out going, hey, you are missing Mike Evans. He is open. Because you remember last year they kept saying, we got to get Mike in the game. We got to get Mike in the game. It ain't that they ain't calling plays to get Mike in the game. It's Jameis don't be throwing it to him. So if you pay attention to who gets the passes when Jameis in there versus who gets the passes when Ryan Fitzpatrick is in there, you will begin to understand why I got this theory, right? And it is a theory. Now, I haven't forgot about Chris Godwin. Chris Godwin can be substituted for the check down. When I talk about either one of them, actually. So I know I said Ryan Fitzpatrick reads go wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2, tight end 1, running back 1. But that running back 1 check down can be substituted for Chris Godwin. Who is that final read? Same thing with Jameis Winston. He might go tight end 1, wide receiver 3, or slot receiver, and then Chris Godwin, or running back and then Chris Godwin. So that's why Chris Godwin does get in the game when he plays with Jameis, but not as much as he would with Ryan Fitzpatrick. Once Jameis Winston flips his logic and starts to read the field, wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2, or wide receiver 2, wide receiver 1, depending on what side, tight end 1, RB1, is once he starts progressing that way, you'll see his game evolve. At least that's my opinion. But the reason why Cameron Brate didn't catch a pass until Jameis came back, or Adam Humphries wasn't even in the game plan until Jameis came back, because Ryan Fitzpatrick don't ever make it to you. If you in the game. If you in the game, Ryan Fitzpatrick ain't going to make it to you. He's looking at wide receiver 1, he ain't open. He go to wide receiver 2, he ain't open. He go tight end 1, he ain't open. And he's looking for the check down. And if you happen to squeeze out at that last second as he going to the check down, he'll let it go to you. So if Mike Evans at the last little crucial little quarter second, as his eyes are shifting, he going to the check down and he see you open, he can whip that thing and get you. But if he make it all the way through his progressions, he get to RB1 and he ain't open, or he not in position to catch the ball, he'll either eat it or he'll throw it in the stands. But that's what made him successful. That's what made Ryan Fitzpatrick successful. I know it's a wild theory. I know it sounds crazy, but I think that is the reason why. And I think if the coaches, and I know they know this, right? Ain't nothing gonna be said on YouTube, trust me, by me or no other commentator or nobody, no media person or nothing that them coaches don't know. We ain't telling them nothing they don't know. But if them coaches could get him to flip his logic and read the field that way and put his star number 1, I think we can win a lot more games. I'm not saying he's not getting people to catch the ball, because Cameron Brate is a good receiver, and Adam Humphrey can make a lot happen yards after the catch. So he's going to get his yards. So it's not like Jameis is trash. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is you're not letting your star players make your plays. And then what happens is they end up getting taken out of the game. And once your star players are taken out of the game, it's hard for you to win. That's just the truth. Ryan, I mean, let's take that Atlanta game for instance. Hey, his number one read, Matt Ryan, number one read is Julio. It's Julio. His number two in that game was Hooper. And he did it every time. He went Julio, Hooper. Okay, I got to go here now. Julio, Hooper. Okay, got to go here now. Julio up, Julio open, got him. Julio, Hooper open, got him. And that's literally his progression every time he snapped the ball. That's his progression. Just because of his certain skill. Now, you got some quarterbacks that, depending on how you lined up, they already know who's going to be open. From just how you lined up. Now, it take a long time to build that, 10, 12 years to build that kind of skill. Like an Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady. Or hell, even a Drew Brees. Just how you lined up, you're like, oh, you see that? Yep, okay. Hood, yeah, beat. They just good like that. Same thing with let's take Big Ben, for instance. Who you think Big Ben first look is? Yep. Antonio Brown. That's his first look. I don't care where his head, eyes goes, his mind is on wide receiver one. But you will notice that across the league, man, people that don't use that logic, quarterbacks that don't use that logic, they always just do bad, man. It's terrible. Eli Manning got a problem with that right now. I don't think he does that. I think his progression goes who the hell ever. It's just hut. And he just starts surveying the field. He don't know what the hell going on. He ain't going through his progressions. He ain't doing nothing. That's why he losing. Reason why Jameis has a hard time moving the offense, like for instance, when Ryan Fitzpatrick was quarterbacking for us, third down, like we ain't getting many third downs. It's like third down wasn't nothing. First and second down, first down, hut, first, second down, first down, moving down the field, moving the offense, because he looking at his star players first. The reason why he'll come out of the game throwing it to 7 damn people is because he literally goes through his progressions. If Mike Evans goes sit down on the bench, whoever comes in over there on his side to relieve him for a play or two, that becomes wide receiver one. If Deshaun Jackson goes over there, now Deshaun Jackson's wide receiver one. And that person is wide receiver two. And he literally is going to go through his progressions unless the play is designed to specifically get somebody over. That's the truth. So, the moral to the story is, Jameis Winston, flip your logic, okay? You're going with who you comfortable with, which is Cameron Brate and Adam Humphries. Until somebody start yelling at you, then you start forcing it to whoever they told you was open. Flip your logic, man. Who's your wide receiver one? Look at him first. Who's your wide receiver two? Look at him next. Who is your tight end one? Look at him next. Then look for your running back for the check down. If you got the time or you're scrambling around, then you can look at your wide receiver three, which would normally be Chris Godwin, or when right now they like to throw Adam Humphries in there. But go through your progression, man. It's all your progression. Flip your logic, bro. And we'll be all right. Tampa 2, man.